Alright, in this training video we're going over the reports tab. It's just going to include all your reports of your facility. There's 4 sub-tabs. You've got all reports, accounting and financials, customers, and facility. Now these bottom 3 will just show you those reports for maybe, let's say, the facility. So there's the facility reports, or just the customer report. I always just like to click on all reports because it just shows all of them, and then from there I can choose which report I want. That's kind of how the navigation works. We're not going to go over all the reports in this video, but we will show some of the more important ones or popular ones. So the first one will be the check batches report. I'll just show you this one real quick because this is a report that kind of acts as a deposit slip for your cash and your check payments. You can even use this as a deposit slip if your bank will let you. Some banks will, some won't, but what it is it's just a batch to keep track of your cash and your check. So when you're ready to go to the bank and make a deposit, you would come in here, you'd click on whichever batch you have open, you'd make sure you have all of that money, and then you'd download as a PDF, which converts it into a little document that you can take to the bank. So it would group all the cash, and then it would list the check payments up here, and then you can take that to the bank. Alright, so back on the reports tab, there's a couple other ones, and a lot of these are self-explanatory, like lost revenue. That's just going to be your units that are available that you haven't rented. It's kind of counting those units as lost revenue because they're not rented. Expected revenue is kind of like what's expected if every unit is rented. It will show you the monthly price and the actual price that they're being charged. The collections report is kind of a popular one. That one will tell you anyone that has an unpaid line item past their due date, and then you can also filter different things here at the top, like how many days behind certain people are. So that one's a good one to look at. The revenues report is also a good one to look at. It tells you any revenue that you have that's come in, and you can sort it by date range, and you can group it by payment type or by unit type. A lot of people like to group it by payment type, and they like to reconcile things that way. Alright, so going back here, yearly revenues, that's kind of to show trends over the year. Monthly deposits, that's keeping track of all your deposits that you have on hand. Your total deposit. Sales report. Your sales report will break things down by sales category, and it will track the monies that are received within a date range for those sales categories. The credit without payment report is just kind of there to keep tabs maybe on a manager or someone that's helping you at the facility, just to make sure that they're not putting credit on people's account and maybe taking that cash, pocketing it. So it kind of keeps track of any credits that have been added. Declined credit cards is just going to show you a list of any cards that have been declined. So this alterations report will keep track of anything that's been altered with the customer account page. Usually it has to do with monies, so maybe if an invoice amount has been changed or a payment amount has been changed, it will keep track of that and let you know which manager did it, what day it was done, things like that. The accrual report would help you keep track if you're doing your accounting accrual based instead of cash based accounting. And then retail sale is another report that will just keep track of your retail sales. Next we have the customer section, and these are just a lot of reports that have to do with the customer. So tenant credit, reservations, any new reservations or upcoming reservations, next bill due. This is useful to see if anybody has bill due dates that are maybe not in line with what your facility does. So if everybody's due on the first of the month, but you want to go in and check and make sure everybody really did get set up on the first. Move in, move out report will keep track of all the new move-ins and move-outs and who moved them in and who moved them out and things like that. The scheduled move-out report will tell you anyone that's scheduled to move out, and then you can cancel those from here if you need to. Waiting list keeps track of anyone on a waiting list. Lockouts, same thing with lockouts. So it's all kind of self-explanatory based on what the name of the report is. Some of the other popular ones would be maybe the management summary report. It just gives a summary of what's going on at your facility. We can take a look at that really quick if we click on it. Load report might take a minute to load. Alright, so here's the management summary report. So this just keeps track of just a summary of what's going on at your facility on the day that you loaded the report. So the day, the week, the month, and the year, and then here's payments. Here's move-ins, move-outs, and then sales down here at the bottom. A couple other ones is insurance, unit notes, rent roll, square footage, retail inventory summary, tasks, and custom fields. If you have any questions at all about any of these reports, just give us a call. Thanks for watching, and next we'll go over the email, text, and print tab.